Okay, so we've gone ahead and pressed our face mask here. And pressing is ironing, in case you don't know. If you don't have access to an iron, some people have said, help, I'm stuck on business travel, I'm at a hotel, I want to make a mask, back at the beginning. And my recommendation to them was to use a straight iron. So if you have a straight iron with you, like a flat iron for your hair, that would be totally fine. All right, so you can see the edges are much more crisp, and it's going to be much easier to work with. This being the top of the mask, the point here, we're now going to sew a channel where the wire will fit in. And we're going to sew all the way from the edge of the mask up and over and down. The channel doesn't need to be super wide. The wire that we're fitting through is 17 to 18 gauge for the most part, but the ends do need to be open enough to fit the loop through. You're going to round the ends of the wire, and so you don't want to stitch it shut. So I'm going to go ahead and place the face mask again underneath the foot of my machine with my machine's needle in the far rightmost position. And I'm going to straight stitch up and over, trying to catch all the way from beginning of mask to end. So I'm going to stitch straight up and over, keeping the fabric just outside the edge of the foot. And again, if you struggle to make the turn or the curve is hard for you, when you get up here, leaving your needle in the downward position, you can go ahead and lift the foot and turn the material so that it is facing a better direction for you. That is perfectly fine. Sewing at your own pace and stopping is perfectly acceptable. Happens frequently, especially when you're not sure if what you're doing is what you wanted to be doing, or if you can't see or you're new. So I'm going to go ahead and remove what I've made from the foot of the machine here and snip off my threads. And you can see now that I've got a channel sewn across the entire top part of the mask. That's where the wire will go. And those stitches are nice and they roll all the way off the edge because I'm going to encase this. It's going to keep that seam from coming undone. All of the steps of this pattern have been designed to keep all of your seams inside so nothing frays or comes out the edges. Alrighty, next is going to be the last sewing step of the actual mask itself. We're going to roll the edges inside themselves to encase that edge of fabric so it doesn't fray. And I fold and press with my fingers is fine. You can do this with your machine, rather your iron, if you like, or sitting at your machine like I do. And you see it is right up to the edge of where our pocket begins, but not on top of that pocket. And I'm going to go ahead and sew that down with the fabric, this time not at the edge of the foot. I do want to sew as close to the edge of this roll as I possibly can. I'm leaving a channel for fabric, t-shirt material, elastic, or string to go through, and so I need to make certain something will fit. Whatever you need to do to have that work out, you can go ahead. If you need to resort to hand sewing so you don't miss this step, that's fine. And again, this portion is going to be back stitched. So I'm going to reverse back over my work and stitch straight down that edge. Again, back stitching at the end on both sides. And I'm going to go ahead and free my work from the machine here and show you that that portion has been sewn down. When you're very picky, or if you just like it clean, you can go ahead and nip off all the little bits. And one of the things you'll notice is that this edge is rolled inside, which helps with fraying and tugging when the elastic comes back through. So each step will help you make certain your mask is nicely finished. I'm going to go ahead and fold and press this edge in on itself with my hands. You can use your iron or straight iron or flat iron, totally fine. And I'm going to once again sew that edge down, making certain to back stitch at the edges, because again, this is one of our only open stitches, meaning it's not rolled inside another seam, so it needs that help to be sturdy. You're going to wash this a bunch, so you want to make certain it's as sturdy as it possibly can be. And there you have it. That's the sewing portion of this mask completed. The next part I'm going to show you is how to put the wire in the face mask. Remember that this is the top of your mask and this here is the bottom.